Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, but what would you do if you have a mother or your mother-in-law that you just don't get along with?
It can be so hard when you're constantly getting your feelings hurt, either by your mother or your mother-in-law. Relationship expert Nancy Pina is here with some advice. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa.
Oh, I just feel for anybody who doesn't get along with either their mom or their mother-in-law, but you got to somehow handle it respectfully. How do you go about doing it when you don't want to be too respectful?
I know, and a lot of times especially with our mother, when we come home, we start acting like that teenager and go back to that stage, and then she responds accordingly when you're acting like you're 16 years old, and I want to be respected and I want to be treated like an adult, and I think that's the first step, is to start acting like an adult and treat her with the respect that you would any other friend, and also to evolve that relationship so you're looking at her as a person instead of mom, fill my needs, and making it such a one-sided relationship.
Now, what about the in-laws? See, Melissa and I were just talking, and we both are very fortunate to be in a situation where our respective mothers-in-law we get along really well with. But it's sort of like the punchline. Nobody wants their mother-in-law to come over. But it seems like if you really speak your mind and tell her what you really think of her, that's going to be a permanent strain.
Yes, it will.
So you have to swallow your pride, don't you?
Yes, you do, because you have to remember, in the forefront of your mind, you wouldn't have your husband or your wife and your kids without her.
Right.
And that the character traits that he has, the qualities that you admire and love, were passed down to him more than likely by his mom. So it's there. It's just, she wants to feel included. She wants to be part of the family. And you may see her as someone who's meddling in your affairs, but you can redirect that energy.
How many people do you know, though, that talk about getting their feelings hurt by their mother-in-law? Maybe she makes hateful remarks. What do you suggest you do when your feelings are hurt? How do you handle it? Do you tell them? Do you just keep it to yourself?
No, you need to confront her, but in a respectful manner, and tell her, when you said this or did that, that hurt my feelings because, and tell her why. Because like anyone else, we don't know what those hot buttons are unless we express that to the other person.
Because most of the time, if somebody makes a snarky remark, you usually either groan or you respond with another equally snarky, if not worse, remark. And then that just breeds the resentment and stuff, doesn't it? But like you said, if you were to say to almost anybody, even the meanest, nastiest person in the world, if you tell them, that hurt my feelings because it made me feel this and that, it's really difficult for the other person to continue to be mean, because they almost automatically have to say, oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, it'll probably help your marriage, too, if you're getting along better with the in-laws, because I'm sure it will hurt your spouse's feelings, because, mom can do no wrong to most people.
Right, and he doesn't want to be put, or she doesn't want to be put in the middle of your fight with your mother-in-law. So I think it's best that you confront it in a respectful manner as soon as possible, and not allow bitterness to develop or a lot of anger.
Well, hopefully you won't have to deal with that on Mother's Day. Maybe everybody will behave themselves.
Because we are family.
Nice and proper.
You're stuck, so you better make the best of it, right? Nancy Pina, thank you so much for that great advice.
Good to talk to you.
Good talking to you.